Good afternoon, the Chairman, Human Rights Defenders and Access to Justice Advocate Center, our Levy Department, co-comrades and viewers. The Queen is Solution, alive from Shansha Ali Mosho branch, have a case of tenancy dispute report between Mr. Timothy Akatapo, the landlord of the house, and Mr. Dozie Anoeue. The both parties are live in our office. Please join us as we interview them for peaceful resolution and follow us on our Facebook page of Human Rights Defenders and Access to Justice Advocate Center. Thank you. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on Access to Justice TV. Thank you. Happy weekend once again, and please join us as we interview them. Have you given them the mic?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear you out. What is the complaint?
My name is Timothy Akatapo,
Okay.
and this is my tenant, Dozie Anoeue. Also my neighbor because we stay in the same compound. He has been my tenant for 6 years
Okay.
now, and so many things has happened that I couldn't pay again for me to come to this level. Since I gave him the house till date, he has never paid me my rent at when due. It's a four-bedroom flat in Oshodi, and its rent is always due for October. He has never for once paid me the rent at when due. Sometimes, like the year before COVID, I had to go to the bank to print out my statement of account to find out how, because sometimes he gives me 50, 100, 30 in bits and bits and bits. Sometimes we end up fighting, quarreling before I get the money. Secondly, we'll be having issue of NEPA. For years now, he does not pay his NEPA bill. Anytime he pays means NEPA must come and cut the light. And the compound, all tenants has their own meters to the flat. But it's just one wire that brings light to the compound then to different meters. The rest neighbors had to hold a meeting and invite me. That's the rest of my tenants saying they cannot be paying their NEPA bill. NEPA will come and cut light and they'll be sleeping in darkness
Because of him.
because of him. So I called a meeting between him and the rest neighbors, and I spoke with him that he should please pay his NEPA bill at when due. Then I went to NEPA office in Oshodi, where the house is under, to report to the management there, saying that they should please, if at all, whoever default, the NEPA should disconnect the light from the meter source, not from the pole again. And ever since then, he doesn't pay. The bill got to 200,000 of recently. I wrote
They
to,
never come to disconnect the light.
yes, even at present, as we're here talking now, for almost 5 to a week or more than a week now, his flat no light. Why? NEPA came to disconnect, and 2 months, I mean, a month ago before now, 2 months ago before now, they came to disconnect. And after they came to disconnect, that was when he went to pay some money. They came to reconnect. Now again, he refused to pay. They came to disconnect again. I was not at home. They had to disconnect it from the pole because they didn't have access to where the meter was. When I came, I had to go pay NEPA to come fix the light and disconnect it from his meter. That apart, the issue of his children in the house we stay. I've complained to him 2, 3 times. Anytime he's not around, his grown-up child that is through with school, while is waiting to get admission to school, comes in compound and play game with his card or so with his colleagues inside the flat. And most times it result to quarrel, fight. One day I got to know that they were playing gamble because the next compound neighbors called me and told me something is happening. I left work, I came. I spoke with him when he came back from work. I said, sir, your children are playing gamble in the house. Address this issue. I told him 2 times. He called me in the night and said he asked his children. The children said they were just playing with their friends. They don't play gamble. I said, no, this thing goes with gamble because they argue for money, they struggle, and in fact, sometimes it becomes violent. He refused to address that issue. I said I won't talk to him again about that. Recently, it was a neighbor in the back when she saw it that approached him and comforted him and told him that apart. The third part again When he packed into the house initially, there was a sliding door that the entrance sliding door to the flat. He broke. I found out last year that the sliding door was broken. And I called myself, Mr. Anoeue, this sliding door cost me almost 40,000 to get. Because even when I bought this sliding door, I had to transport it from Aluminium Village because it's a big sliding door that they could not carry on a vehicle. They had to charter a van to carry it. Why not fix this sliding door? He said he was going to fix it. I said, so this thing got broken, you didn't tell me. He said he was going to fix it. The windows outside the houses are all broken. January this year, when we entered this year, I fixed the whole window, the windows with my own money. I painted the compound. Do you know, as I'm talking to you now, they are all broken again. This is a copy of the window, all broken. Hello, man. The windows are broken. NEPA bill, he doesn't pay. So, and I don't want to exchange words with him or argue or quarrel. I've never for once, we've stayed in the house, I've never for once increased rent. For the 6 years he has been in the house, he pays me 450,000. I've never for one day increased the rent. Secondly, he's not paying my NEPA bill. They're damaging the flat. So I've come to human right and fellow Nigerians to please help me ask, because his quick notice is going to be expiring on October. He should please tell me his plan and how and when he wants to move so that we can have peace. Thank you.
I'll be right there.
My name is Mr. Dozie Anoeue, living in the same compound with Timothy, my landlord, as he has stated. It is very unfortunate that we're talking about the issue of rent here, and they're saying I'm paying in piecemeal. If my rent is 450,000 naira and I pay like twice, probably maybe a month or two after the expiration of the rent, that is the piecemeal he's talking about. Like the immediate past, the last year's rent, 450,000 naira, I paid him 300,000 naira en block. And in January this year, I paid him the balance of 150.
The house expired when?
It expires October.
October last year.
Yes.
You are paying balance this year.
I paid him in December. I paid him in December, 300,000 naira. Then I paid 150 in January. So that's that. Then the issue of window panes that got broken.
You've lived there for 6 years.
Yes, I have.
How have you been paying the previous ones? Aside this one, you pay December and January or October and January. How have you been paying for the other ones?
At the expiration, the worst that happens is by the end of that, maybe if it expires October, max by December, I pay him.
But is it that you are not aware when the rent is expiring, or you must do a carryover of the rent before you pay?
Madam, it is not because I want to do a carryover. No, it's not. But sometimes circumstances warrant that.
Over 6 years.
Madam, we are all human beings. Nobody is prone to.
You can be in 2-bedroom apartment and still pay that kind of money. The money you are paying twice, you can still pay less and still pay it up immediately. You must not live in 4-bedroom apartments.
Well, that is the way it is, madam. You have said it, but I find myself where I am and the way it is. So I managed
That is
to
what
pay.
I'm saying. Now, you had all his complaint as an elderly person, as a learned person.
Yes.
This kind of complaint shouldn't be coming against somebody like you. If I am permitted to say this, you are a grown-up person. You are a learned person. You are an adult, for crying out loud. You are living in somebody's house, and you've not chosen any year that you feel okay, because this person have given me this concession, he has put consideration of not disturbing me. Do you think it's every landlord that you are owing that they will allow you staying in that house? There are some that may not even take you to court, but both of you will dig it fine in that compound.
And
The stress they will give to you. Listen to me, don't cut me short.
I'm sorry.
It's not every landlord you owe that will go to court with you. They will do it with you. And the highest they will go out of their house, even if you call them a police, they will still insist he should go out of his house. And if he choose not to go to court, you cannot kill him to go to court. You can't force him to go to court. You that is staying in the house that refuse to go, you should also force the music. If you want to go to court, you go and file the case in court. Then the court, let the judge tell you, stay there, don't go out of his house. You are not paying, then you are not going. I'm not saying you are not paying, but one, if you are being given consideration, don't abuse such opportunity, because it's not everybody that can grant you such. That is one. Two, you said you are indebted of your utility bills, your neighbor bill. Is it true or not?
It's true.
So why?
Madam, I have financial challenges, and I try as much as possible to pay what I can when the bills come. To the point that there was a time they were giving us some frivolous bills, so those bills were coming intermittently. But when they accumulate, I'll go offset some, and then when I get money, I go again, I pay some. But the most recent one that he complained about, I went to NEPA, I paid about 40,000 naira from the 149 that they gave me. I paid out 40,000 naira and planning to pay more into the account before the issue of the light got disconnection came about.
What is it called? Is the Nepal office that you need to go and put up your undertaking for instrumental payments. They'll give you a payment plan. Then you pay it up while you are paying your current bill. Then the payment plan they give to you, you ensure you add to it. I'm not asking you, so don't allow him. You give your statement, allow him to talk.
Yes, that's what has been happening, madam.
Did you have a payment plan from the Nepal office
Yes, I did with
in
them.
your name
Yes,
that you signed?
yes.
So why are they disconnecting if you are up to date? If you are
Well,
keeping to your undertaking, why did they still come to disconnect?
probably, when the bill gets up and I don't meet up immediately, then they will come. Or the moment they come, I will go back to their office when I have and pay, and then they will come back and reconnect.
You need to work ahead of everything. Must not come to you as if whatever. Any bills, your personal bills you are taking is like pregnancy. When you pregnanted a woman, and once it's 1 month, 2 months, you're already aware that this woman is pregnant. So you cannot just tell someone, no, she put to bed today, I'm going around to know. You that impregnated this person know in 9 months' time she will put to bed. So you're supposed to have a plan ahead on how to pay your hospital bill, the delivery bill, maternity or whatever and all that. You cannot just meet doctor. My wife put to bed, I'm looking for money to pay hospital bill. No, you are well, you impregnated her. You are well, it took 9 months to deliver. So if you are living in a place, your rent expired so time. You are the one using your electricity, and before you go undertake taking what is it called, a payment plan, how your income is coming for you to before you write such undertaking. Everybody must not be reminding you of things that is certain, you are aware of it, and it's not that impromptu. You do not just wake you up and feel your rent is due for today, a whole year. You are aware of it, so you ought to plan ahead towards that. Then what about the malicious damage that you are doing to his apartment?
Madam, that's nothing malicious about it.
How? Did you make the windows broken?
The window panes that got broken was a natural cause, not a
How?
deliberate attempt. Like you leave your window open, you go to work, the rain is falling, breeze is blowing, then the breeze slaps the window and the window gets broken. I told him that I'm going to. I've even made arrangements with the
It's
man.
malicious. Why is it not malicious? If you are in your house when the rain is falling, you don't need to close your window.
No, madam, what if you're not
Is
at
it
home?
not? That is why if you are going home, you close your window. That is what Africans don't understand. You are leaving your house when you know you are not using light. The light is still on. When you know you don't need fan is on. When you know you don't need bulb, when you put everything on and you leave your house, then you say when you know you are not at home. If you are not at home, who is taking the fresh breeze? Aren't you supposed to all close your window? You are supposed to close the window. Are you just aware that it used to rain with wind in Nigeria or where you are living? No, you are aware. And I believe it's not the first time. So even if you are at home and it rain, there must be a breeze. So why is it not malicious when you know the right thing to do per time and you are not doing it? You told him you are going to fix the window. Effects fixed the one damaged. You said it wasn't deliberate and it's not malicious.
Yes.
I would say it's malicious because I have all my reasons why I'm saying it's malicious. First, you met the window. Are you the first tenant that entered in? Tenants were there before and they packed out. Did you met the window broken? Good. You met that window fixed. 6 years ago, you packed in. Were you told that it has not been raining since the year you entered the apartment? So the same breeze that you claim to have been breaking the window ought to have been breaking all these windows before you enter. And why are you the only one living in the apartment there that has such window? Why other windows are not getting broken? Why only your apartment? And if you damaged it, he fixed them, then you damaged it again. And you are comfortable living there without window. What kind of behavior is this? You are comfortable living. Where is this? Where is the picture? You look at it, almost like there is no window here. You can see. So the breeze that broke it, the breeze is no longer coming into the room if it's raining. And look at the other ones. All this one is already gone. You guys are printing picture for us to view here. I don't know, it costs you nothing to do a color the print out. And you heard he said he wants his apartment back.
Yes.
And you have been giving quick notice. Why are you not showing any sign of living there? You don't want to live there. You want problem between you and him.
Why would I not live there? I'm not the owner of the house. I'm not the owner of the house. He gave me a notice that will expire by end of October. And I'm making arrangements to leave this house. It's not as if I don't have to go all over the place, ringing bell that I want to leave, I want to leave. I'm working on getting out of this house so that he will have peace, me to have peace.
So where do you intend to live?
He has given me October ending.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that benefit of that October?
Sorry?
If you will be gracious enough, allow me like an extra 2 months, if you be gracious enough to allow me.
Why extra 2 months?
So that the place I'm paying for is it's not renovation. They need to get it finished.
No, it's a lie. You better don't pay for it. You bring the money here, then we'll look for apartment for you. Don't bring that story here. You cannot go and pay for uncompleted while they have given you quick notice. You are too old for this kind of crime. Do you understand me? I respect people, but if you don't respect your age and if you behave like a child, I'm going to treat you like a child. That is me for you. I can respect you. I can kneel down. If you really respect your age, I'm going to give you that respect. But if an adult did not respect his or herself, you behave like a baby, I will definitely treat you like the age you claim to be. Because when someone is adult, You expect that adult to have gathered enough experience, and such person would not want any form of embarrassment because of his or her age. Then if you want to behave like touts, or you want to behave like somebody of all these street boys, you don't expect me to respect you for your age. No. You first have to count on your age and respect your age first. Then you expect every other person to accord it to you. Respect is not you want it. You will merit it. I don't look at you because the way you look, if you are insulting and misbehaving, then I just want to, I say, you are an elderly person. I should, no, 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 no. Elderly person should give me an example. You lay an example for me to emulate. So if you are putting out attitude that doesn't warrant me respecting you, without due respect, I will never respect you. That is me. I'm very, very, very practical about that. So if you have been given a notice to vacate the place for October, you cannot go to another place to go and pay for an apartment that is still under construction. That is, you are looking for an excuse which this office is not going to entertain. If you are living from a 4-bedroom apartment, you must not be in 4-bedroom apartment, provided you have yourself comfortable. The amount you are paying for 4-bedroom apartment, you can equally pay it in 2-bedroom apartment, and you feel comfortable with it. So don't tell us you are going to pay the place you want to park in, there is under renovation. No. Go and pay for house that is already existing, that you know by that October you park out. And I believe you were given due notice, even when you are not paying your rent as at when due. You should be given 6 months notice if you are a yearly constant accurate tenant, that you are paying your rent as at when due, not dividing it into 2 or 1 or even half. If your record does not show that you are paying 400,000 naira cash as your yearly payment, you are not a yearly tenant. So if he had given you 6 months notice, then he still don't want issue between you and him. He still follow due process even when you did not merit it. So with all due respect, put up your efforts, go out of the place, and give him possession of his apartment to avoid further embarrassment. The NEPA bill you accumulated, ensure you offset that bill, because you cannot live, you can't accumulate and give any other person to inherit. Clear your bills. If you deem it fit leaving the damaged windows for you to be replaced again as he has done before, good and fine. We can't advise him opposite that. But if you say you should fix it, for the fact that you went there, you met all the place intact, you were to pack out from the place and give possession of that apartment same way you met it. I believe I'm making myself understand.
Yes, you are. But there's a slight challenge here. When I moved in there,
Yeah.
my apartment, all the lamp holders in that apartment were gone. The wiring, I did it myself. You brought the electrician that did it, but I paid for all the wiring.
When you went in, what happened? Use the mic properly, please.
When I went into the apartment,
Yes.
all the lamp holders in my own apartment were gone. The old tenant took them away and extracted the wires. So he had to bring in a new electrician that are now empowered to do the rewiring of my apartment.
And was it rewiring or the putting the lamp holder?
The lamp holders, the rewiring and all of that. I did it on
When you say rewiring, did they rewire the house fresh?
They removed the wires on that apartment.
Okay, and you told him he asked you to go ahead.
Yes, he brought the electrician.
Okay, the expenses, was it receipted?
Well, I didn't think he said that was going to be an issue, so I didn't make the issue of receipt because the electrician was just handwriting what he was buying and all of that.
And when you were fixing it, what was your agreement with him to take get a balance off from your rent, or you did that just to forget that?
Madam, you see, when I entered there, we were very friendly. So
Mm-hmm.
we were very friendly. So I
But
never.
I asked you, did you put your
I
phone
did.
on
I
silent? You
tried.
said
I
yes. Is
tried.
that
I
silence?
tried. Let me turn it off. Sorry about that. So when I went in there, I never anticipated we were going to have issues. We were very good friends before I
And
went
what
in
is
there.
the issue now that you should pay your rent, pay him his rent? Is that how you turn it to the issue?
No,
Or you want to live in that house free of charge because you are a friend or neighbor?
no, no.
And you heard him say this, you stayed there for 6 years, he has never for once increased the
We've
rent.
never had any issues. That's the truth.
So what is the issue now? Why are you bringing up that now?
Well, I just felt I should let him know.
If it's not what you both of you discuss and you put it in writing, okay, this is the expenses I've made, and if I'm going out, I'm going to pull it off, or you are going to replace it. Take the phone, please. Take the phone from him. Go ahead.
Yes, like I said at the initial, I wasn't appreciating that we were going to have any squabble at all. So when I entered there as a friend. We were very friendly.
And what
But
is the
along the
issue now?
line,
What has turned him to be an enemy now?
well, I don't still see him as an enemy. I don't see him an enemy.
Because you are seeing him as an enemy by bringing by bringing that now, because both of you had an agreement. It's not just like an agreement. You said both of you are friends. He gave you an apartment and you paid. You've been doing other as a friend. You should be, if you are a good friend, you shouldn't be the person that he will bring here, because you are not the only tenant there. I assume.
I'm not.
Good. That is the familiarity. Familiarity brings out things. Because both of you are friends, you overknow him, then you are not disturbing, you become the disturbance in the compound instead of other tenants. You should be someone that he should leave his house for, as a friend that feel he can manage his apartment on his behalf. I've seen people that have made their friends who lives in their compound as a caretaker, because they feel they will handle the property same way they will handle it because they are friends. But if you are living there, you claim to be his friend, or you are once friends, or you behave like friends, and you now turn to become his enemy. That is too bad. No matter your age, you still have a long way to go. You are not 90, you are not 80, you are not 70, I believe. So you still have much years. And you don't know when both of you need each other tomorrow. And it's the essence, if you are doing anything, you consider that first before you take any action. Mostly when you have had something in common with person. For once, whatever makes you feel he was once your friend, that alone should have let you bury that thing that you are bringing up now. Because if I ask you how much is the expenses, you cannot give account 6 years ago, and you cannot go and be estimating now. Whatever you are presenting to us have to be from 6 years receipt, and we have to go there and weigh the receipt. If it was a receipt of 6 years, do you think any person that is selling, that is making business in Nigeria here, can have a receipt booklet 6 years ago if you are really making sales? Absolutely no. That is what you should consider. And know that you are good with the complaint he has laid so far. You are the one not paying house rent. You are the one destroying his apartment. It's your children that is coming playing gamble and whatever in that house, and you don't see anything bad about that. All these complaints he laid down, everything is from you. And you have other co-tenants there, and you are not a kid. You are not youth. You are not young boy like this person standing here. And at times we will consider giving house to an adult, feeling you will have less problem other than giving house to youth or to young guys or young ladies. But the case have become opposite. If you treat 10 cases in this office, 7 to 8% they are elderly people, advanced men and women. And why? You are expected to have your own house by God's grace. And if you are working towards it, you have not gotten. Then whatever you are doing in somebody's house should be a seed. You are expecting your children to have a house. And if they have not gotten, then you should expect them to sow a seed for whatever they are doing in any other person's house. And that is what life is. I am not preaching. You are far older than me. If you have child on time, you should have me. But that is what life. So we need to think about what the lives have for us. There is nothing in this world, but there is something as much as you are still existing. So I would advise you, when there is no issue, don't create none. You still see him as your friend, because you may need him tomorrow. He may need you tomorrow. And if you turn yourself to become enemy, when there is need for either of you to help each other, it will be difficult because you have seen that person as an enemy. The ego and pride will let you lose what you need the person for, or even die in it, rather than approaching the person. So if your service or your presence is not needed there, I will advise peacefully, honorably, make the arrangements and vacate the place, so that he can have his apartment to himself, and both of you will share better grace. Secondly, all what he complained, which I don't see him as a bad person, is something that you are making amendment to. You have state income that you are not, if you are just paying him this money deliberately and you are willing to be paying him as at when due without any stress, clear your NEPA bill, go back, fix his louvers and all that, bags in order. The children, caution your children. We all grew up and we know how our parents deal with us. It's to this recent life that we will still send, arrest parents and you know lock them up for discipline, unnecessary or over discipline of children, which you that is sitting, I don't know where how your parents trained you, but people from mother's age to your age, your parents did not look at you and ask you to say that. If you look at their eyes, you know where to sit. They don't need to talk to us like these days that children will be flying, even in presence in the office, anywhere they enter somebody's motor, you want to jump up and be peeling and and even if the parents let them sit one place, all those is part of training. If it's not close to you, it can equally, you wouldn't have even tell you or call your attention to the misbehaving of your children in the house, which at the end you will be the one to pay dearly for it. The children are your children, despite they belong to everybody, but you will marry, the blessing will come to you first. You will benefit from them first before any other person. So if somebody watch your child and say your child is not behaving well, oh look at, I saw your daughter at age 17, I saw her with one man or with one boy at that corner. They left, the way this girl is going, or the kind of people I'm seeing that child with is not good. You can't see that person as your enemy. Okay, you are narrating my children up and down. You even come to tell me that you don't know how my daughter or my son, where I'm seeing. The person is helping you and that child. For the child not to become a nuisance to the society and to yourself. But average human being, if you tell them this is what their family member, this is what their children is doing, they will turn against you and you become the enemy of that person. So
Madam, for the issue of my children,
yes.
because I'm not here to defend them, but you have said it all. You know what children of nowadays are like. But each time when I come home, if it reports to me, I I get back to my children and I I bully them that look, this is what Timothy told me about you people today. He said he was going to bring police, and if he brings police to arrest any of you, I'm not going to come and take any of you from the station. And I keep talking and talking and talking as a father. I will do my best to talk as a father, but I don't stay in the house all day. I go to work. When I come back, I help issues and I still scold them that I don't like you people bringing friends to come to my house and make noise. I've even told them not to bring their friends to my house anymore. Even before the boy left for school now, that come back, my house is calm. I told him not to be bringing his friends to my house so that I will not be having these complaints of them making noise in the house. As a father, I try my best to do the best I can to bring my children up in a godly way to the best of my ability. But it's one thing for you to do that, it's another thing for the child that you're talking to be able to cope and align with your thoughts and your actions. I don't have any, I'm not dragging his house with him, you know, and I will willingly give up his house to him.
That will be when.
But I mean, if all things work well by this October, that is the notice is expiring, I should be able to leave.
But if you are not really digging for issues, you by now you shouldn't say that all things will work well. You are given a 6 months notice, which by now you're supposed to have an accurate, concrete word from you. Yes, he gave me 6 months notice and it's expiring October. On or before October, ending and vacating the place. That is what I'm expecting to hear from you.
Please can I say something?
Yeah. Hold that fan, it hits me.
Ma'am, thank you so much for the time granted to me. I've never had an issue with him because one, he should tell me the time he wants me to give him, and he should say it here and he should document it. If it's possible by me, I'll let be. Then secondly, when we talk of wiring, the flat is under my flat. Is a concrete. There's no surface. When I say concrete, I don't know whether you know little about electrical. It's a concrete. Even when he was coming into the house, there wasn't lamp holder because I told him you choose the lamp holder you want, you get the design you want, but there's light in the house already. But the kind of person I am, I have this principle that when somebody is coming to, if you are to stay in the house, if there's any electrical problem, I have an electrician that works for me in the office. He's the one that works for me. I don't allow people bring any electrician I don't know. Use my electrician. Then totally, I didn't even say it, he's here. The house, no doors again. Sometimes I will come to the house, I will see door outside. I'll say, what happens? Say the door go, they will fix it. They will get a new one. I'm not still bothered. The sliding door cost me 40,000 to buy. I transported the 10,000 naira to fix the sliding door. It's broken. The children were playing gamble one day and in the process of such this thing, they broke the glass. I still did not bother. I still call him. I say, this man you see is not really a bad person at all. We've never changed word, but he cannot keep his family. I gave him the house. When I even gave him the house initially, he did not pay me the all. He paid me half. Then later I paid. He begged, please, please. I looked at him that okay, we can be good neighbors. He's not a bad person, but the family behind him. It's through him I learned that you don't rent a house to a man, you rent a house to the family. Because if you talk now, okay, on Saturday, NEPA came to cut the light. He went to NEPA office to pay 40,000. And the manager herself was telling me that he's tired of this issue. Every time they must cut. That the man must clear up the bill before they fix the light. He got back home, he told his children, I was in the house, they were banging my door, hitting the door. The wife was outside shouting, she's not parking, they're not parking out of this house until they finish the house. I could not come down because I didn't want to quarrel. If you tell him, he will not address the issue. If you call him and say, Mr. Dozie, this is what happened when you were not at home, he will not address the issue. So I end up keeping quiet. So at the end of the day, if I'm going out and I'm passing, I want to enter my car and drive out, they'll be insulting me. I will not talk. And I want him to know here that he should please digest his family. I don't have business with his family. I have business with him. They should not insult me. They should let me pass. They should let me have access to my house. And I will give him 2 months added to the October. He should please, as my neighbor and tenant, 2 months, I will give you the 2 months. Please go. If you want to fix the sliding door, fix. If you know you cannot fix the sliding door, go. Don't worry. The sliding doors, the windows, if you know you cannot, go. But please pay the NEPA bill plus 2 months. I think it will be fine by me, ma. Please, ma.
Give it to him, let him.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, the issue of my family abusing or insulting you, I've never witnessed that. And I have never ever allowed my children to talk back at you. Even when they make past comments, I will shout at them, I shout them down because if we are in the same family, you are an elder brother to them. So I don't see them talking back at you or blocking you when you are passing or abusing you when you're going to your car. When you talked on Saturday that my wife was shouting, my wife never shouted at you. Even when I came back, I went for a meeting. When I came back, my house was calm. Because even when the issue of the light came up, I told them that nobody should say anything about this light, that I'm making efforts to get the bill sorted out and then we can reconnect and get the light going. Going to NEPA, Mr. Victor said that they have instruction from me. And when I spoke with you, you said you wrote them officially that they should disconnect me and that not until I pay up the bill to the last couple before they will now come back to reconnect me. Did I talk anything again? Well, we were talking in court of the call. Did I call you back? Did I say anything again to you? I did not. And my family have never, they never banged at your door.
Why would you defend when you are not at home?
Should please ask
Would
me
they have
this.
done that and they will come to you, they did that? You don't talk like that.
Madam, we have neighbors.
Can I call a neighbor? Is it possible?
We have neighbors.
Let them call
Should I call a
neighbors. In
neighbor
fact, I
now?
will permit them to call
Can
the
I call a
neighbor.
neighbor now
Let
and
the
it's on
world know
live
you
so
more.
that it will
Call
be,
the
it
neighbor.
will be
Call the
live,
neighbor.
please.
Yes.
Good afternoon, neighbor. It's your landlord that is talking to you. You have my number, abi?
Yes, I have it.
Okay, now on Saturday that I had concerning the light issue with Mr. Anoeue, the man downstairs under my flat. When
Yes.
you came back, what did your children tell you?
They said that that woman and the man under me, they are having issue.
And what did they do to my door?
I don't know. They said she was saying that when you come, that she can break the door, that she want to talk to you. She needs to talk to you. That you people has issue together.
That was what she said, abi? That was what they
That's
told
what
you.
I heard. Yes.
Okay, I'll call you
What
back now.
happened? What
Nothing.
happened?
I'll call you back. This is one of the neighbors. The rest of them still called me. He wasn't there. He was not there when this happened. Even I was in the house, I could not come outside. The children were meeting, making noise, and the rest. The woman was shouting outside. They are not packing from here. This house, they will stay. Whatever I can do, let me go and do it. I could not come out because I could not report to him, because if you tell him, he will still not believe. That's where we have a problem. So the wife has not talked to me for more than 3 years, and I've called him. I said, "We are neighbors. We cannot be neighbors. Your wife will pass me. She won't greet me. What's the issue?" He say it's woman things. So I kept quiet. So you should please, ma, help me address this issue because it's beyond me now.
Give it the love. Have you heard from your neighbors?
Well, going by what the woman said, she has not proved that my wife was banging at his door. She only heard what was reported to her, but she was not a witness to what transpired. So I cannot say, like he said, I wasn't at home, I went for a meeting. So there is no proof that my wife was banging at his door. And of course, we know what women are or what women could do. When she came back and she saw that there was no light, that our light has been disconnected, naturally, she would get upset. But I have always, when you say that I don't have control over my family, that is a fallacy. I can't see how a man like myself cannot have control over my wife. It's not possible. Even when she wants to go out of context, I will always bring her down. You can take a horse to the river, you can't force the horse to drink water. The issue of him and my wife greeting, I do my part as a man to talk to my wife, to greet your neighbors, as they know themselves even before we pack into his compound. They have been in that environment for a while. So my wife knows him, he knows my wife too. And when we came in there wasn't any issue at all between us, and we have never had any issues with him. It's just recently that all these things came up. I've never had any issues with Timothy since I packed into the house 6 years ago. Even it's from just number 15, I came to number 18. And the way I got into his house is just on a friendly note that I got into his house. So we've never had any issues. I didn't expect, even when the issue came up, I didn't expect, that something like this would come up. And being the kind of person that I am, I'm a very peaceful person. I don't make courage with him. Even my former landlord has taken upon himself to talk to him because my former landlord, where I live, it's the same street. I moved just 3 houses away to his own house. And on the relationship with him in the street, he nominated me from the compound to be representing our house on the street meetings. I'm the representative of the compound in the street. So it's just unfortunate that this is happening this way. But like I always say, no man prepares for a fall to say, if you are climbing, pour hot water for me, I'm going to fall from the tree. Nobody prepares for that. But since it has happened this way, he has graciously granted me an extension of 2 months. It's all well and good. Rest assured that we will not come back here to drag ourselves back and forth.
But you heard him about what he said concerning your you moving out from the compound. Did you hear what the last statement he made?
Moving out, he said he has granted me 2 months extension. That was also what I asked for, and he has graciously done that, so it's no problem. His mind is made up, and I will also go so that peace will reign, so that tomorrow we can meet ourselves. It is in his car shop that I go and wash my bed every other time. So that I can always go there to relate. We always be relating. It's not a problem.
Hmm?
It's not a problem.
No one is a problem. You are giving 6 months notice. If it's a problem, if you are told him it's a problem, maybe you guys, both of you, that be discussing something other than money, better than now. I believe you told him then that it's not a problem. That it's a problem now because you are not packing out this the October. So if you say it's not a problem, we want to believe that it should not be a problem, that you will not come back and ask for another extension or go to him and ask for another extension.
My
Do
God's
you
grace.
understand
My
me?
God's grace.
That's really undertaking. You said it's talking fallacy that you have control over your wife, and you cannot force your wife to greet whomever you want to do. So your wife cannot greet landlords in the compound or even make peace with other person because of you as a husband. But you see say the man is talking fallacy, you are using foul language. It's not by how someone look, it's what come out of someone that you feel you have to use in judging the person. From the beginning he talk from now till he end all his statements, he never use any foul language. But he said what he said is fallacy. You have control over your family, and the same you have contradicting statements. You can't force horse to drink water. You can tell your wife if making trouble, you can calm her down. How do you calm her down when she cannot make peace and you cannot be somebody's who you call a friend that kept you and the family and the children there, that you are destroying everything, and he has never called police for you as a tenant that is in the house destroying his property. Some of you should think well before you talk. We have heard from him. There is nobody greeting have taken to heaven. Whether they greet you, they don't greet you. Move on with your life. You're just dwelling in our tradition and culture. In the Western world, you can work with somebody, your employee will come, your staff will come and say, "Hello, Mr. John, good morning," or "Hello, Mr. John, how are you?" If you employ this kind of person ask you, "How are you?" You ask me, "Are you okay?" How can you ask me, your employer, or your boss, "How are you?" or Mr. John? Maybe she may lose her job that day by addressing you, Mr. John. But in the Western world, do they think that way? No. You call somebody Mr. John, you call Mrs. Grace, or "Hello, Grace, how are you?" How are you? They will not even ask you to tell you good morning. How are you? How are you doing? How are you doing? But if you tell somebody how are you doing, except you are telling a baby, "Baby, how are you?" You tell an adult how are you, they say, "Can you imagine? He's asking me how are you instead of good morning, sir." So that is it. So greeting should be Chaisega according to German. Shouldn't your be to her. That is not your business. Forget about the greeting. All you need to know, they are going out, that you period you give to them that you sign. They are going out of the house and everybody should maintain peace. My first time I traveled out of Nigeria, and I felt I need to greet to you. And I saw I come out from the apartment. In the morning I sighted the neighbor coming out. "Good morning." The person no answer me, just walk away. I meet again coming back in the evening. "Hello, good evening." I felt okay, maybe because this person was on phone, that is why you could not even hear am greeting. Then going downstairs again to trash bin, I know this person is our neighbor. Then I saw the husband. "Good morning, sir." The person is just busy moving as if this greeting is disturbing it. I said, "I don't understand. Is it that the people don't answer greeting you, or is it a crime to greet someone?" Like if you wake up in the morning as two neighbors, they are the first person that step out is expecting you to say, tell him good morning, sir, or good morning, ma, or neighbor, how are you? When I was living in Ikeja, I have a neighbor that packed me to that place. And in the morning I was in on Saturday, and he rang the bell. I opened my door, say, "Good morning. My name is so person. I am your new neighbor here. I work in social place. I'm an air hostess. I'm the one I really party here, dance there. I'm from social place. I'm just wondering." I was just expecting, okay, what next? What did this person, what did she really want? I was still dumbfounded. I was standing. Okay, after she finished the introduction, she's social person, she really packing, she works social place, her name is this, and waited. I was still expecting her to say more, or maybe she have a reason of ringing my bell in the morning. So okay, welcome. Then I now asked her, "Any problem?" Say no, she's just introducing herself to other tenants, co-tenants. "Oh really? Is that what is obtainable?" He said that is how they do it where she comes from. I said, "Really? Okay." Then I introduced myself as my so person. I've lived in social place, this is where I'm working, this, that. And that's all. Could you believe? Till I married and aparted from that place. Not that there was any business per se this person wants us to do or anything, just for you to know who is your neighbor and where he or she works. That's all. All we owe each other till I married. We say, "Good morning, good afternoon, hi, hello." At times from January till April, May, we have not sighted each other because of the nature of our work, when I go in and when I come out. But we were living peacefully till we all parted. And I remember I needed something that I wanted somebody to take an ID card that my brother forgot in essay. He came to Nigeria and he forgot it. Then I wanted somebody to take that ID card to South Africa. Nobody to send. We went to the airport, they said no, they cannot take somebody's ID card. It occurred to me that I had a neighbor where I was living. Then I quickly called her. Please, do you have any your colleague flying essay? Say yes, that they've changed her route. In fact, she's flying essay. So please, can you help me drop an ID card that most people I could not find for almost 1 month? And she was the one that took the ID card to essay that my brother had to go to the airport to go to a hotel room to go. So what am I saying? There is nothing in this world that have issue with this person. Probably the ID card will still be with me, or probably maybe we give it to somebody have got lost or create problem. So please embrace peace and let's move on. All right?
Thank you so much.
Yes. Leave in the necessity to sign.
Can you please, at this juncture, allow me to connect me while I work on the bills?
That is between you and NEPA, not taxation discussion.
But you gave instruction to them.
That's what?
Okay, so now you connect me.
No. If you get to NEPA, that's what I'm telling you. Even if you have issue with your landlord can't decide for NEPA. If you get there and tell NEPA this is your bank, even no NEPA will want to jeopardize this work for saying they will not reconnect you when you have a payment plan on how to do. Meet the regional manager. This is how much you are owing. This is how much you want to pay. And you want your light to be coming back. This is the payment plan you want. Between now and social time that you are vacating the place. They will do it for you. Yeah. They will do it for you. You see, somebody say, patient Silvano said, I refer to my boss as sir here in Europe, and he warned never to use, I mean, say, I refer to my boss as sir here in Europe, and he warned never to use sir, but I should address him by his name. So here in the Western world, greeting is nothing. Please, our people should upgrade. That is their culture, that is their tradition. So if that is what is their tradition, don't bring it to our country before my child will come and tell you, mommy, how are you? Or you pass me, hello, hi, mommy, hi. No, please, that is your Western world. We don't need that in our local Nigeria. We like our locality, the way we dey do things here. Leave us alone like that. Biko. All right, this is where we're going to draw the curtain for today. Follow us on our Facebook page on Human Rights Defenders and Access to Justice Advocate Center, and subscribe to our YouTube channel on Access to Justice TV. Thank you. We'll be back. Enjoy your weekend. Stay out of trouble and expect blocking and delete. You can see so many nasty comments from some new senseless viewers, because I know if you are sensible enough, you will weigh your comment before you drop. So if you are not eligible to be in this platform, will as fast as possible remove you so that you will not corrupt other good followers. We have decent members and followers here. So those that can wake up, come brush their teeth, even not even brushing their teeth, be on your bed and you'll be commenting dropping dirty comments, insulting others, decent ones that are giving meaningful advice. Will help you block you for them so that the important ones will stay here and educate people on how to do things. So, be you anything, I've seen some people wear suits. You just wear the suit, deceive people on Facebook because you want to disguise. But your comment alone shows that you are senseless. But we want sensible people here. That's what we are doing. If you are not eligible to be here, you will definitely be cast out. Remove the dirty eggs out so that to not stain other eggs. Thank you, my students. We'll be back in a moment.